responses, but then on my other page, it kind of blew up pretty quick.
Okay, well, so we'll read your comments, and then I was thinking, well, maybe people are just waiting to call in. So let me give you the number. The number is 856-227-1360, 856-227-1360, because the follow-up questions to that question is, ladies, like if you're dating a guy and you find out, you're in your 30s and you're doing your thing and you find out that he still lives with mom and dad.
Right.
Like, what are your thoughts on that? Do you take a second thought at that, or are you cool with that? And then, fellas, I want to know what you think about that. You
Right.
got friends, and you're independent and on your own, but you got friends that are, going home to mom and dad's crib.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? And then parents, because the whole goal of being a parent is to raise
child up to
exactly, so that they'll be
independent
and contributing members of society. And so, it's a multifaceted question. I thought I'd get a whole lot of comments, and I got one. So I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this thought-provoking Thursday and this thought-provoking thought? That's what we're talking about today. Call your friends and tell them it's time to experience the vision.
Justice for All People is an anti-violence 501c3 organization founded by the owner and CEO of the LGR Group that offers guidance to young people through education, mentoring programs, and college scholarships. For more information on Justice for All People or to make a secure tax-deductible donation of any amount, visit www.justiceforallpeople.org.
Got music? Record at LGR Professional High Quality Pro Tools HD Studio with room for large bands and choirs. LGR Studios provides expert recording and video production at recession-proof prices. Visit lgrrecords.com or 609-702-7272.
This is Karen Rogers, K-Row of The Vision Radio Show, and I invite you to experience the vision with me every weekday from 2 to 3 p.m. right here on Philadelphia's Renaissance Station, WNJC 1360 AM. Experience the vision.
One.
love yourself before you can love anybody else. Come on, love. Love can change it, and love can heal it. Love can do it. Won't you let love do? I believe love can do it. We just need more love. That is new music from Erica Campbell. That's her latest single. It's called More Love. And call us up and let us know what you think about it. Brand new from her.
Brand new.
Just came out, I think, last week.
Okay. Grammy winner.
Yeah.
Erica.
Yeah.
Campbell.
Yeah.
Very.
And she's also on a major label too, which most gospel artists are not. You know, I think her and Ty were like the only two that were on a major label like Sony.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So they get more exposure just because of the label. I said I wasn't going to talk about that on the air. So let me know what you think about this single, More Love by Erica Campbell. 856-227-1360, 856-227-1360. And while you're calling in, you can chime in on our thought for today. We're talking about grown men, 30 and over. So that's good and grown.
Mm-hmm. Good and grown.
Good and grown. 30,
my age.
Right. 30 years old and older that are still living with their parents in their parents' home. What are your thoughts about that? Is that cool? And it seems like it's more and more of a phenomena today. Yeah. And one of the things I know, my pastor, when he was living, like this was one of his pet peeves. He used to always talk about this, that, you know, men, you need to get your own. You need to, if you're going to be a husband one day, and he was even talking about even in the church, if you want to be, you know, active in ministry, an elder, a deacon, whatever, you need to pay your own bills, take care of your own house, iron your own clothes, cook your own food. You need to do all of that before you get married and before you can take care of the things of the house of God. You need to be able to maintain your own home. Yeah,
I mean that's what that's how I was raised up, because you know, before I got married, that's what I wanted. I wanted my own place.
Yeah.
You know, my own money, own car, things like that. So when I never wanted to be one of them type of guys who moved in with my girlfriend or my wife or whatever. You know, I always wanted my own. Look, you come, excuse me, you come live with me.
Yeah.
You know, let's build a family. You know, move in with me. I take care of, you know, you, the kids, whatever the case may be, or you know, or move into a new house together or something like that once you're married. But I could never deal with something like that. You know, I wanted to get out of my mom's house as quick as I could.
You know what? And that's the thing. As I was thinking about, you know, the show, so did we. My parents, and it wasn't that they were, I thought they were mean at the time.
Yeah,
but they didn't make it comfortable for us as adults to stay home.
Right.
They made it so that we were like, I can't wait to get out of here. And I believe all of us were, I think I probably was the oldest one to move out. I was 24 years old.
Okay.
And that's still relevant when I look back on it. It's young. But I was 24 years old when I moved out. My brother and my sister, they both got married the same year. So he was 23, she was 24. When they moved out. And then I have a baby brother. He may have been a little bit older. I don't remember, because, you know, baby is always different anyway. Right. But he was still in his 20s. I know he wasn't in his 30s when he moved out and got his own place. But it was like, first of all, they didn't make it comfortable for us. Like I said, we had to, when we got a certain age, we started working, we had to pay rent there.
Yep.
And it was still one of those things like, you live under this roof, you live by our rules.
Right.
You know, if you grown, then you get your own.
Oh, yeah. My mom, she was the same way. She said when we graduated high school, she said, you either going to college or you're going to work.
Exactly.
And if you're going to work,
same rules in our
rent.
house.
You know, I paid rent. Cause I moved out 22. I was 22 when I moved out. I got it. I was in a place with my cousin, and then when me and my wife got married, we got a apartment of our own. But yeah, my mom. She didn't make it easy for us either. She's, look, I need rent money. You had to pay when you got your check. That's when you had to give her a little something.
Yeah.
There wasn't no once a month. Like, what? You gonna pay rent? I was getting mad.
And
you gotta pay rent once a month.
The thing is that I was mad. Like, and I think it was only something like $250. It wasn't a lot of money. It might have even been $200. It might have even been $150. I don't remember. But I remember being mad, like you taking my money, until I had to pay like $700
like
for rent, and plus
$200 ain't so bad.
Exactly. Plus electricity, plus buy food, and I was like, wow, that $150 was nothing.
But it ain't nothing like your own.
It's not.
Nothing.
It's not.
And like
so what I think the phenomena is happening, and especially with our young boys, and again, this is not directed against anybody, but I think a lot of the moms especially are making it, and because I think a lot of, there are a lot of single parent homes where the mom is raising these sons, they make it too easy for their sons.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because even I remember, and I was thinking about this and I started laughing, when I did move out, I remember my mother was like, well, why you gotta go now? Why can't you stay a little bit longer? You know, you're still so young, and but my dad was like, everybody need
their own space.
Everybody need their own space. You know what I mean? And so I think when that father figure is not in the home, the moms coddle these young boys, and they make it too comfortable for them to be 25, 26, and still living at home. And then so when I'm 30 and 32, why would I leave?
Yeah,
so cooking for me, so cleaning and paying all the bills, not making me pay no rent. It's comfortable here.
Right, and that raised a question. I wanted to use this for another time when we can, but I want to bring it up now. Are we too in love with our children? I think we are compared to back in the day. I mean, I look how me and my wife are now, compared to how my mom raised us and how my grandma raised my mom. Mm-hmm. You know, it was a lot of love in the house, but it was different type of love.
Right.
And now it's like, I love my kids. Yeah, you like,
I want them with me all the time. And
right. You see it on Facebook and social media, like, oh, my reason for breathing. Oh, I love them so much. Oh, my little king. You know, things like that. And it's
the thing is, it's nothing wrong with that. You should love your kids more than anything.
Right.
But, and I was thinking about that thing too. You are doing your child a disservice, though, because you're not making them independent.
Yeah,
you're not making them. And again, I know some grown men in their 20s that whenever they got to make a decision, they're calling their mom, what you thinking? Yeah, you like, be a man, make a decision. Yeah. And sometimes it's silly stuff like, should I get the beef or the chicken? You know what I mean? like silly stuff like that. And it's like, as a mom, you need to tell them, look, boy, make your own decision and stop calling me about silly stuff. Because that's what my mother was.
Yeah, my mom, she still do stuff like that. I mean, she'll call me. Even when I get mad, because like when I get mad, I'm to myself, and my wife, she'll probably go to my mom to try to get to me. My mom will call me, look, you got a family, go and take care of your business.
Exactly.
Things like that. Then I got to go home and. So
even to the point, like you say, even to the point when you get married, it was like, and they told them when they got married, you better make it work.
Yeah.
Because you're not coming
back.
And again, as young people, I thought, oh my God, that is so mean.
Yeah.
But now I see what they were doing is because I have this mindset that is either, it's all on me. You know what I mean? Like, going back home is not an option.
Yeah.
It's not an option. So I better make this. And when I say work, because I'm not married, I'm just talking about what I'm doing. You better make this work. You better find the money somewhere, somehow. You know, because going back home is not an option.
Yeah, and I'm big on that too. Like, I tell my wife all the time. I'm like, look, I ain't going back home. Look, that's why I'm so big with paying my bills on time.
Right.
Ain't nothing getting cut off. We ain't getting evicted. Nothing. Look, I'm not going home. Once I left, I'm gone. It ain't no going back.
No going back.
You know, like if something drastic happened, you know, like the house catch on fire, then, you know, temporarily we can go stay with my mom or your mom, whatever. But
and the key is
other than that,
temporarily is a few months to a year. And I do remember, and we need to go to commercial break after this. I do remember, and I give my sister all the credit in the world for doing this. There was a time when, and she had a son. It was her and her son. She wanted to buy a house. She had been living in apartments for I don't know how long. Once she had the baby, she was like, I want a house for me and my son. She did move back in with my mom and dad for a year. And I don't know how she did. I know my parents are probably listening. But I've said this to them. I don't know how she did it. But I give her all the props. But she saved up that money, and after a year, she had down payment for a house, and she moved into her own house.
Wow.
And now her house is on, because her son is like in his 20s now, is almost paid for.
Wow.
So, yeah. So
that's great.
And I give her all the props in the world. But again, it was a temporary thing. She had a goal in mind. You know what I mean? And it was hard. To the point where I forget how old her son was. But when they finally moved into their house, he was like, so when are we going back home now? Like, this was nice. When are we going back home? And she was like, this is our home. And he was like, no, with grandmom. She was like, no, that's grandmom's home. We were just staying there. So we need to take a commercial break. But when we come back, we want to hear from you. What do you feel about men over 30 still living at home with their parents? And we'll start reading some of the comments that we did. I know Chris got a whole lot more comments than I did on social media, because we didn't just post it on Facebook. I put it on Instagram and Twitter. And it's on the Vision Radio Show fan page. If you want to go there, if you can't call in and you want to comment, just go to the Vision Radio Show on Facebook.com. You can post your comment on our post. But if you can call, we want you to call 856-227-1360, 856-227-1360. We'll be right back after this.
Why would you pay 50 cents for something you could get for 19? Or 10 cents for something you could get for 5? Well, that's exactly what you're doing if you're not using the LGR Copy Center for all of your printing and promotional item needs. We have the lowest prices around. Our everyday low price for color copies is just 19 cents. Black and white copies are just 5 cents. From t-shirts to tickets, booklets to business cards, flyers to forms, programs to postcards to posters. We specialize in all of your printing and promotional item needs. Graphic design is also available with no added fees to open files or for most rush jobs. For more information, mention this ad when you contact us at the LGR Group, 80 High Street, Mount Holly, New Jersey, 609-702-7272, or toll free at 1-800-992-2995. Email us at info@lgrgroup.com or visit our website, lgrgroup.com. The LGR Group, one source, bringing it all together.
Looking for a top jazz club and exquisite restaurant? You've got to experience the Firehouse Cafe, where all the top jazz bands perform live every week, Thursday through Sunday. You'll love the Firehouse Cafe at 20 Washington Street in beautiful Mount Holly, New Jersey. Call 609-261-4502 or thefirehousecafe.net. The Firehouse Jazz Cafe. Win dinner for 2 online at thefirehousecafe.net.
This is Karen Rogers, K-Row of the Vision Radio Show, and I invite you to experience the vision, Night Vision, brought to you by the Vision Radio Show and K-Row, every Saturday night into Sunday morning from midnight till 7 a.m., featuring the best of the Vision Radio Show, the best of I'm With the Drummer with Trey Lambert. You don't want to miss it all night long, all night strong, right here on WNJC 1360 AM. Experience the vision.
Yo, we're just there for do it and do life big, you see me?
I gotta slow down, stop for a second, take a look around, and I gotta take time to hear that little voice inside, saying I came to get it right, so spread your wings and fly. I got a secret to share, you are enough to change the atmosphere, so go into
That's Jamie Grace. That's her latest single. It's called Do Life Big. You're listening to The Vision Radio Show. I'm your host, Karen Rogers. K-Row on the radio, and it is another terrific thought-provoking Thursday with me, a comedian, Christopher Clark.
Yes.
And we're talking about grown men. 30 and over. Still living with their mama, and in some cases their daddy.
Yes.
So let's go ahead. I'll let you start reading your comments first. You got some good ones.
All right. Jason said, if they are single and no kids and are stacking their money until they are ready to get married, and also are contributing to their family's household and bills and living responsibilities, it's cool. If they don't meet one of those qualifications, then they are a bum.
Plain and simple. But see, now, even with the getting married thing, because see, this was one of the reasons why I moved out. And this had always been one of the thoughts in my mind, because I grew up in a family where all of the generation before me, the women moved from daddy's house to husband's house.
Right.
Like they never had their own. And I didn't want that to be me. You know what I mean? And at the time, I was dating somebody that I thought perhaps I would marry him. And I didn't want to go from living in daddy's house to living under his roof. So that was one of the things.
Have some independence.
Exactly. And I think especially for a man, should I say, that you want to stack that money for the wedding and get married and everything, but I still think, just like my pastor said, you still need at least 6 months to be on your own, paying your own bills, because you're going to have not only to take care of yourself, but a wife also. Right. You know what I mean? And maybe some children. Right. So that you need to know how to manage that money, how to manage a home, and that's just my opinion. I don't know. I have a different.
I agree.
Lewis, when my brother Lewis got married, he got married at 23. He was very young, but he lived on his own first. He didn't go from my parents' house to his marital house. He had his own, and like you said with your wife, he brought his wife into the apartment that he had already had. Right. You know what I mean? And then they went from that apartment to a condo, from that condo to a house, from that house to a mansion.
I'm trying to follow Lewis footsteps.
So.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what, and I, like, as I look back on it, that's how I thank my mom for, because even though, you know, like you said, we found upon it back then with the whole paying rent and all this other stuff, it kind of helped me as a man, because now I know that I need to pay my bills, or, you know, you're going to get out. You know, mama ain't going to have it, you're going to get out of mama's house, or, you know, you got your own place, you're going to get evicted. So it kind of, you know, kept me on top of bills and things like that. And I think
that's what men especially need to learn. Women too, but men especially, that. And this is why I say parents do them a disservice, because your landlord's not going to want to hear, oh, I'll have it next week. Right. Oh, well, I was a little short. They don't care. They don't care. They don't love you. They don't care nothing about that. They want them dollars and cents. And after a while, they will evict your butt. You'll just be out. And they don't care. And then you're going to end up back home with mom and dad.
Anyway, and you're paying mama rent, so, you know.
Maybe.
Yeah. So, I got another comment. I'll read Raymondette. She says, nope, not dating him. I don't have time to be creeping around to have sex. I don't have time for him saying his mother don't like this or that. I'm not going in the basement to sleep. That's a hell no for me.
How do you really feel? Oh, wow. Okay. You know, and okay, I'm not comment on the sex thing, but I feel the same way. Like, I don't know, at this point in my life, like, if we go out on 1 or 2 dates and I'm finding out that you still live with your mom, like, what?
Like, wait a minute, you know, you got to take your shoes off. My mom don't like people with shoes on the carpet, you know. Just leave them by the door. We'll be back.
Right. Wait, did you ever watch Seinfeld with George Costanza, him living at his house with his parents? And he would bring girls over, and they would be like, why do you have so many pictures of yourself? Because this is my parents' house. Like, it's just crazy.
That's bad.
Yeah. It's just crazy.
Like, yeah.
It's just crazy.
It's going in the basement.
Well, let me read, because I know you got more comments than I do. Let me read. I'm going to read my one comment. I got one comment on Instagram. And while I'm reading this, if you want to call in with your comments on our thought for today, the number is 856-227-1360, 856-227-1360. And my one comment came from, I think his name is Tyler. He says, I guess it depends on the circumstances. Is he back home to regroup? Is he taking care of his parents? Is he home for a few months to save for a house? Or is he just a bum? In my opinion, if you still live with your parents at 30, it should be for a good reason and not just because you can't man up and live on your own. Right. And honestly, we all have those moments when we wish we could go back home, LOL. Yeah. And that is true. Because like I said, it was easier at mom and dad's house. It really was. You know, that $150 a month, that, you know, I wish I could go back to that. But... And again, there are some qualifiers. Like I say, if you, and I do think, you know, some men, if you're right around that 30 age and you're saving up because you want to, because like today the economy is bad. If you have your eye on a house and you want to pay cash for that, you know, then I say go for it. Right. You know what I mean? Like it should be so that you're just like welfare. Welfare is not a lifestyle. It's a temporary fix to get you over
it's a small aid.
A bridge. Exactly. And if that's where, you know, you're there because you have a goal in mind, you're working towards something, then I say go for it. But if that's like your lifestyle, like you're just waiting on that welfare check, then man up. Like man up.
You got a key lock on your door. That's not temporary.
Exactly.
You plan on staying there for long, trying to wait out mom and dad death. That's messed up.
Exactly. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to hear from Jay Smooth and see what he thinks about this, about men 30 and over still living in their parents' house. And if you have a comment or even a question about today's thought, give us a call, 856-227-1360, 856-227-1360. We'll be right back.
Justice for All People is an anti-violence 501c3 organization founded by the owner and CEO of the LGR Group that offers guidance to young people through education, mentoring programs, and college scholarships. For more information on Justice for All People or to make a secure tax-deductible donation of any amount, visit www.justiceforallpeople.org.
Got music? Record at LGR Professional High Quality Pro Tools HD Studio with room for large bands and choirs. LGR Studios provides expert recording and video production at recession-proof prices. Visit lgrrecords.com or 609-702-7272.
This is Karen Rogers, K-Row of The Vision Radio Show, and I invite you to experience The Vision with me every weekday from 2 to 3 p.m. right here on Philadelphia's Renaissance Station, WNJC 1360 AM. Experience The Vision.
That second verse right here. Tears in my eyes. Tears in my eyes. Down in my mind, y'all. Down in my mind. Nevertheless, you took me unaware. Thought I was trapped. Sinking so fast. Your unfailing love lifted
All right, I want to play that because we keep saying, you know, there's no going back to the parents' house, no turning back. That was Israel New Breed, no turning back. You're listening to the Vision Radio Show. I'm your host, Karen Rogers, K-Row on the radio on this terrific thought-provoking Thursday, and we're talking about grown behind men, 30 years and older, still, and the key word is still living at home with their parents.
Never left.
They never left. We want to know what your thoughts are on that. Yeah, because I think it's a more growing phenomena. It's a more common occurrence today. Because back in the day, like you say, when we turned 18, especially, I know the boys, not just in my home, but my uncle's home, my family members' homes, they were told you either going to college or you're going into the Army or the Army services or you're getting a job. You're not going to just be sitting around the house chilling, like they say chilling. But exactly. Like you're a man now. You're 18 years old. You're a high school graduate. Now you got 3 choices. Decide which one you want to do. And some of them went to the service. We were upset, but one of my cousins went to the service, but it made him a man. Right. You know. Yeah,
and like you said earlier, I think it got a lot to do with the parents making the kids comfortable.
Yes.
About staying there, because no one's going to want to stay anywhere where they don't feel wanted or they don't feel comfortable.
Right.
And, you know, like my parents or your parents, you know, made us feel uncomfortable. And we didn't want to go back. We couldn't wait to leave.
Right.
We couldn't wait to get out. Right. So, you know, just make it uncomfortable for your kids. If you want them to leave, make it uncomfortable. I mean, do what you got to do. Because, 30 years old plus, there's no reason you should be living there unless it's medical or
unless like if your parents are ailing and you're concerned about them and you want to be there to watch. You know, there are always, you know, extraneous circumstances, but we're talking about just the norm that you just chilling at your parents' crib. And I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna hear from Jay Smooth. I was listening to that same radio show that I got the idea from today on the way in, and a lady had called in, said she had been dating this guy for 3 years, and he has not made a commitment to her, hasn't engaged or whatever, and he's still living at home with his parents.
Wow.
And you know, and her question was, should I just continue to wait or should I get out? And all the psychiatrists, they were Christian psychiatrists, they said get out. They were like, because first of all, 3 years he hasn't committed, he's not going to. Second of all, he's comfortable at home. He had a child, and his parents were helping him take care of the child. He was living in a basement, and then
something about that basement.
Something about that basement. And then she said he wanted her to move in with. Heck no, you know what I mean? And they were like, no, honey, don't do that. And like, that's just crazy. That's crazy. So, Jay Smooth, what are your thoughts?
I agree with you. I don't see any reason that someone should be living with their parents at that age. I know the economy's tough. It's different than it was, 10, 20 years ago. But sooner or later, you need to start your own life and get out. So I agree with you guys. No reason I see that someone should be living with their parents. After they turn 30 years old, even before that.
Even before that, right. I was generous with 30, right.
Yeah, 30's generous.
I was generous with 30, because I know it takes some guys a little longer. But exactly, like I said, by the time I think we were all 24 or 25, boys and girls, we were out of our parents' house, and none of us, except for my sister, like I said, she went back with a plan, but none of us have ever gone back home. And even to my parents, and I know my mom listens sometimes, she's probably going to say, oh, Karen, why are you telling all of our business? But even my parents, they had this rule when they started having kids, like we'll watch the grandkids, but nobody spending the night here. They did change that though, because grandparents with their grandkids after the baby had a grandkid for them, that rule changed, because all of a sudden she was spending the night all the time. We was like, what happened to the rule? But and it's just healthy boundaries. It's not, and I don't want you to think our parents are unloving. I love our parents. They love us. We go to on vacations together and all that stuff. But they raised us to be independent, and that's the whole thing. And that's what, when you are raising children, that it should be your goal.
Yeah, that's the key. Train up a child in the way they should go.
Go. There you go.
It's in the Bible. Go is in the Bible. I mean, you should go out the house.
Not stay. Get your own. Go. Raise up a child the way they should go. Not stay.
Yes.
So let's hear one more comment, and then we'll go to our worship segment.
I got a comment with Rosalind said, many of you, this is funny. Many would say no to a man living with his parents, but will be willing to date a married man or a man who lives with another woman.
Ooh, she went
I'm
there.
just saying.
Wow, that's another show. What's the name?
That's a whole
Roslyn? That's another show.
That's a whole nother show.
Wow.
But
that is funny, but that's true. That's true.
But I had a couple other comments, and they pretty much saying the same thing. She said if there was a medical reason or other critical reasons, for him being there temporarily, but other than that, he's a bum.
Yeah,
he got to go.
and let me just say, guys, if you're listening and you're being offended, Chris and I are not calling you bums. This is what the other people are saying. These are not our comments. These are other people's comments. We're just reading what people are saying. So we're not calling you bums. We're not. But
But we're just saying you're bummish. Not saying bum per se.
I didn't say that.
Bummish.
I didn't say that. Like I say, there are some qualifiers. Like I say, if you're working towards a goal, if you have a goal in mind of the house you want, and you want to, put either do cash or put a very hefty down payment on it, or your parents, you want to keep an eye on them, or whatever. But you should have a goal in mind. It shouldn't just be comfortable chilling at the parents' crib.
Yeah, and it should be like you said, 6 months to a year goal. Not no long. I'm gonna stay with mom, dad about 15 years. I ain't
about 45.
till I get a record deal. Then I'm gonna take care. Like we're not waiting till you get 45.
Right, there you go.
And
I
talk
think
about
a lot of guys
rap.
are doing that too, because they're trying to live a dream or whatever, and so they want to live at home. But even while you're pursuing your dream, you gotta be a man and be on your own if you're over 30.
Yeah, because I'm a living witness that you can go after your dream and still take care of your family.
And be married and have kids.
And have kids and still do your thing. I mean, you may can't do it down this path. You might have to do some turns and jumps and pauses, but you'll get there. You just got to go about it a different way.
And there you go. Chris is a living witness. I love it. All right, if we have time, we'll do some more comments. And of course, if you want to call in 856-227-1360, it's time now for us to go into our devotional portion, and before that we always do Jesus Calling. Our Jesus Calling for today is entitled, I Am Ever So Near You. I am ever so near you, hovering over your shoulder, reading every thought. People think that thoughts are fleeting and worthless, but yours are precious to me. I smile when you think lovingly of me. My spirit, who lives within you, helps you to think my thoughts. As your thinking goes, so goes your entire being. Let me be your positive focus. When you look to me, knowing me as God with you, you experience joy. This is according to my ancient design. When I first crafted man, modern man seeks his positive focus elsewhere in sports, sensations, acquiring new possessions, advertising. I'm sorry, my phone just rang and close out my thing. Advertising capitalizes on the longing of people for a positive focus in their lives. I planted that longing in human souls, knowing that I only could fulfill and fully satisfy it. Delight yourself in me. Let me become the desire of your heart. And our scripture comes from Matthew 1:23. The virgin shall be with child and will give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, which means God with us. And Psalm 37:4. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. And for our worship segment, I'm going to play the same song I played yesterday because I really like it. It's brand new music from the Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir featuring Timothy Figueroa. It's called Pray. Experience the vision.
In times of sorrow, seasons of pain, when all seems hopeless, one thing remains. Our God is faithful, and his word is true. He said, call on his name, and he will answer you when you pray. Just know that Jesus, He still hears and answers prayer. He's ever waiting on you. Just call on His name and He will see you through. When you
Experience the vision. Why would you pay 50 cents for something you could get for 19? Or 10 cents for something you could get for 5? Well, that's exactly what you're doing if you're not using the LGR Copy Center for all of your printing and promotional item needs. We have the lowest prices around. Our everyday low price for color copies is just 19 cents. Black and white copies are just 5 cents. From t-shirts to tickets, booklets to business cards, flyers to forms, programs to postcards to posters. We specialize in all of your printing and promotional item needs. Graphic design is also available with no added fees to open files or for most rush jobs. For more information, mention this ad when you contact us at the LGR Group, 80 High Street, Mount Holly, New Jersey, 609-702-7272, or toll free at 1-800-992-2995. Email us at info@lgrgroup.com or visit our website, lgrgroup.com. The LGR Group, one source, bringing it all together.
Looking for a top jazz club and exquisite restaurant? You've got to experience the Firehouse Cafe, where all the top jazz bands perform live every week, Thursday through Sunday. You'll love the Firehouse Cafe at 20 Washington Street in beautiful Mount Holly, New Jersey. Call 609-261-4502 or thefirehousecafe.net. The Firehouse Jazz Cafe. Win dinner for two online at thefirehousecafe.net.
This is Karen Rogers, K-Row of the Vision Radio Show, and I invite you to experience the vision, Night Vision, brought to you by the Vision Radio Show and K-Row, every Saturday night into Sunday morning from midnight till 7 a.m., featuring the best of the Vision Radio Show. The best of I'm with the Drummer with Trey Lambert. You don't want to miss it. All night long, all night strong. Right here on WNJC 1360 AM. Experience the vision.
All righty. Our time is just about up. You're listening to The Vision Radio Show. I'm your host, Karen Rogers. K-Row on the radio with my guest co-host every single Thought-Provoking Thursday, comedian Christopher Clark.
Yes.
Worldwide.
Yes.
And we got about 3 minutes. So, Chris, anything exciting going on this weekend?
I do have a show, but I can't remember the details, but you can go on my website, chrisclarkcomedy.com. I know it's in Deptford, New Jersey, so I'll be around. Local, yeah. So you guys come check me out this Saturday, Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And come get your laugh on.
Any special plans for the Valentine's Day?
I think we're gonna celebrate tomorrow. We'll probably take her out somewhere, and because every day at my house is Valentine's Day, so I don't need just one day to show my love.
That's right. That's right. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Listen, I know a lot of people are saying that everything is booked up and they're not able to get in places for Valentine's Day. The Firehouse Cafe is having a Valentine's Day event. Flavor, I think is how you pronounce it, is going to be the band. It is $85 a couple, but that includes, I think it's a four-course meal, plus, of course, the band, the entertainment, and all that good stuff. And so if you go anywhere else, you're probably going to spend about that, for fine dining, you're probably going to spend about that much. And they have the whole, actually on the Firehouse Cafe fan page, just go there. I posted the whole menu, everything that they're having, and all that good stuff. So make your way to the Firehouse Cafe on Valentine's Day.
Firehouse Cafe always having something.
Always. That's right. We got to.
The cafe that never sleeps.
We got to. And it's always a great night out. So make your way to the Firehouse Cafe. I enjoyed today's show.
Yes.
I really did. Yes. And if you tuned in late and you didn't get a chance to really see it or listen in, I'm going to post the show because we are Ustreaming Live. I'm going to repost the show on the fan page as soon as I get off the air so you can go back and watch it. And if you want to make comments, you can always do that at any given time on our fan page, The Vision Radio Show on Facebook.com. I got to go. I'll be back tomorrow with cool jazz on the Vision Radio Show. Keep it right here because coming up next, Conservative Commandos. Until next time, experience the vision.